We were out at night following a male leopard. We followed that leopard for about half an hour. Once the male leopard had caught the impala, after it had killed it, it moved it towards a tree where the leopard would normally take the kill up the tree. Hyena were in the area, they heard the kill and they came in to steal the kill from the leopard. It was a huge male leopard and it didn't take any nonsense from the hyenas.
Did you get that footage, Mark? Did you get it?
That particular male leopard took on whatever came his way. It was unique. The second hyena then came in and a tug of war ensued over the carcass.
This is quite a typical situation, I think, particularly in certain parts where you've got high densities of hyenas and high density of leopards, like the Lowveld. And it shows quite well that although it's not completely one-sided, the hyenas certainly have the upper hand, and particularly if there's more than one hyena, as there was in this instance.
If you have a look, the hyena obviously were in the area, and in his haste to get up the tree, he went the wrong way.
The tree was not the best tree in the world, but it had to go for a tree because it was an emergency, and it failed. This behavior has been termed kleptoparasitism by zoologists, people who study it, and it's basically the behavior of stealing kills from other animals. All predators, I would think, will, if they can, take a kill from another animal. One doesn't realize that an animal like a leopard in certain environments can also lose a large number of kills to other carnivores, in particular hyenas.
The male leopard backed off because at this time it's a little bit dangerous. I've seen a leopard kill before, but that was unique when the hyenas came in. I haven't seen that before. Nothing bothered me about it because that is nature. To be there to witness it was something unique. We were following a pride lion who had actually killed the night before. We'd just been driving around in the bush. We were actually looking for the lions when we came upon them. They were just relaxing. They were lazing around, doing absolutely nothing. They weren't on the hunt. And that's when the rhino came out and started moving towards them. I personally don't think the rhino even knew they were there until possibly the last moment. When the rhino started getting too close to those two female lions, that's when they decided, okay, it's time to move off.
I think this is a very typical interaction one would expect to see between lions and rhinos. They're not particularly interested in each other. The rhinos, not having very good eyesight, probably didn't see the lions until they got quite close. And the natural reaction would be to chase the lions off. There was a calf there which could be vulnerable, but the fact that there were no male lions also makes it extremely unlikely that there would be any attack on those animals.
When we found the lions, we were with some other tourists in the vehicle and they were extremely excited. And then I think when the rhino came in, they were even more excited. I think they were just blown away at how beautiful it can be out in the bush. That pride, I think, consisted of possibly about 8 lions with the cubs.
It's not that usual to see rhino and lions in the same place. They basically ignore each other most of the time, but they're all moving around in that landscape, and from time to time they will encounter each other. Lions have been known to kill rhinos, of course, particularly calves, but it's not a normal prey for them under normal conditions.
When we saw the two of them, it was extraordinary. You don't often get to see a sighting like that. And the beauty about the whole thing is that how relaxed they were. There was no roaring, there was no animosity between the two. It was a really great sighting. Once the lions had moved off, nothing really changed. The lions, they went and lay down in the shade of a tree, and the rhino just carried on grazing and going about their daily business as if nothing had happened.
Always exciting to see two of the big five together, two big animals, spectacular animals like that.
The best part of that sighting, I would say, was to actually see a lion and a rhino in one particular sighting. And I would love to see it again.